Hello, I'm Charlie Carr. Welcome to the November edition of Market Pulse. We've delayed this month's edition just a bit so we could reflect on the elections and get a better understanding of the impact of Hurricane Sandy. With me today are John Swaney and economist Paul Christensen. Let's start with the elections. President Obama has 4 more years. Now, a lot of things have been on hold waiting for the elections, but right now in front of us are the financial cliff and many obstacles. What's next?
I think you're right, Charlie. To a large degree, the elections have been much ado about nothing, and we've enjoyed the circus, but we find ourselves in largely the same situation we were beforehand. We wake up Tuesday morning, same president in office, facing an adversarial Congress. But what has changed is that we can shift our focus from the election itself into resolving some of the problems that we know are at hand. And first and foremost, that's going to be the fiscal cliff, of course. The cliff is a collection of tax raises and spending cuts that in aggregate would introduce sufficient fiscal drag as to cast the economy right back into recession. That, of course, is something we want to avoid. It's universally understood that that would be the effect. And so to allow ourselves to descend over the edge and into the abyss would be nothing less than stupidity. Would have to say, I don't always have confidence that Congress is going to avoid doing a stupid thing, but in this case, I think probably that's the case. There is an enormous amount of pressure to compromise and find the basis for a deal. I think it's coming from all different directions. Right now, businesses are starting to postpone investment. We've seen capital expenditures coming down. Consumers have held up reasonably well thus far, but that may change as year-end approaches, and the prospect of imminent tax increases starts to weigh more heavily through the holiday shopping season. And the markets themselves are likely to become somewhat more volatile as we approach year-end. Certainly that was the case back in the summer of 11 as we were wrestling with the debt ceiling situation and markets became very turbulent. I would imagine this will be much the same experience, only on a greater scale. That's the case. So pressure will be there to find a resolution. I think they will. And my guess would be if there's a surprise, it'll be that it comes sooner than people think.
Great, thank you. Paul, we're also dealing with the devastation of Hurricane Sandy. I've seen estimates all the way from 20 million to 50 billion. What do you think the ongoing impact on the economy is going to be from Sandy?
Well, clearly, in the short term, there's a lot of damage to many people's homes and many businesses, and that's clearly a negative to the economy. But it's also important to remember that the reconstruction and recovery efforts are actually going to generate a lot of economic activity, construction jobs. A lot of businesses are actually picking up orders on the back of this. So actually our view is that there might be some noise in economic data series for October, November, a little bit, but looking ahead like 2 to 4 months from now, we don't actually think the impact on the economy is going to be all that large.
Well, that covers a couple extraordinary things that are going on, but I want to look again at the basic drivers of the market. I want to look at what really makes the economy go. And let's start with unemployment, Paul. Where are we at?
Well, job growth disappointed a lot in the spring and early summer, but clearly since then, job growth has picked up quite a bit and is looking fairly constructive at the moment. Now, the unemployment rate actually rose a little bit in October from 7.8 to 7.9. But that was not because there was no job creation. In fact, more than 170,000 jobs were created in that month. And what we're seeing now is a tendency for discouraged job seekers to gradually return to the workforce and look for work. We're also seeing part-time employees moving to full-time work. And actually, a number of positive trends in the job market right now, gradually recovering from obviously very deep wounds inflicted.
Keeping with that, let's move to housing, because there seems to be a lot of good things going on there.
Housing is definitely a bright spot right now. We're seeing more and more signs that this market has turned the corner. We're seeing more buyer traffic and sales activity. And if you look at how long it takes to sell a home on average, that number is now below 6 months. And that's the lowest we've seen since early 2006, a period where the housing market was a lot stronger. So definitely encouraging trends on that front.
And I imagine that has to be affecting the consumer and consumer confidence. Where's the basic driver of the economy right now?
Well, that's absolutely correct. The U.S. consumer is a resilient beast with an insatiable desire to spend, it would seem. We do like to use our plastic. And that's absolutely been the case recently. I think the jobs growth has been helpful in that regard. I think despite the fact that wage gains have been very muted, investor sentiment seems to be improving. We're actually at a 4-year high in terms of the University of Michigan survey. So consumers are feeling pretty good, and they're hitting the stores in reasonable quantity. They're purchasing, and that's important to our economy. Hopefully it'll continue. Consumption doesn't happen in a level pace across the course of the year. It tends to be concentrated in a few seasons around Easter, back to school, and of course, most importantly, the holiday season. So hopefully consumers will continue to spend.
Well, the consumer seems to be doing their part. What about business? Where are they?
Well, it's interesting. There's something of a bifurcation here where businesses are going the other direction and pulling in their horns to a small degree. It's not universally true. It's businesses that are doing the hiring, so we have to keep that in mind. But generally, the core durable goods report suggests that business expenditures are being postponed. Certainly, CapEx surveys suggest that CEOs are more anxious about the future than our consumers, and we'll have to see. We've got two different sides of this coin, and they seem to see the world a little bit differently, consumers and businesses.
So we've got some extraordinary things happening right now that are impacting the market, but we seem to have a lot of good trends in the market. Where do you see this all taking us next year?
That's a fair assessment. There's a lot that's happening between now and year end that will keep markets on edge as we go into 2013. Our economy seems to be reasonably sound, reasonably healthy. We'll always have issues to be concerned with. Certainly, despite the cliff, we've got a much larger hurdle in the form of broader tax and entitlement reform. So there will be reasons to be anxious, but historically markets have scaled this wall of worry. Generally, our economy looks to be well positioned to continue to enjoy moderate growth, and certainly we would expect corporate profitability to follow. So we're positive on the outlook for equities in 2013.
Terrific, John. Thank you, John. Thank you, Paul. Thank you all for watching. And until next month, keep good going.